life expectancy, it will be important to adulterate the league of big economies in the world with extreme poverty, because we have manipulated our way through calculation and Bayesian and all of those things.
The price of oil is dwindling gradually. At what point will it reach that Nigeria will begin to feel a chill?
Yeah, I think that brings me back to the whole issue of the fundamentals. Because whether the oil price is high or low, and we plan our lives, our economy, like if we must be a monoproduct economy, then we're in big trouble. So my idea of when it comes down to X, okay, for me it's like, let's just discount the oil, okay, and say, how are we going to run and grow our economy? So that whether, I mean, if we are growing our economy the way it should be, probably we don't need to export our oil. Because we'll be consuming the oil, because we now have X number of cars, we now have this or that, okay? Because you have an economy that needs to be serviced. Okay? But once that mindset, our worldview is, everything is, we plan according to what the oil price will be, then we'll always have chills, if that's what you want to. You don't have to wait until it becomes $1 tomorrow. But today, okay, all our plans should be, let's imagine that we don't have any oil.
Wow.
Then let's plan accordingly and live it that way. You can have some inconveniences, but I mean, we used to live without oil, and people could say that the quality of life was better then. In the 60s, who knew what you so you're looking at, yes, you have to plan your life like if we don't have oil. But that's the problem. The politics of everything now is based on how can we have access to oil. Okay. And until we change that, we wouldn't make much progress.
Our economy is, our budgets, annual budgets are based on the oil. Like this year is almost, is it 78? 78, okay, 78. But the thing is, how do we marry the oil revenue, since we have the oil economy, so to speak, how do you marry the oil revenue with the internally generated revenue and move forward? There are those who ask, federal income in internal revenue services talked about generating almost 5 trillion sometime last year. Now, with all of that that's being generated, how do we marry that to move our economy forward?
As it stands now, it will be difficult to just say, oil, shut down our oil rig, let's do something else. It means that as we plan to diversify our economy, we will always do that. We will always do that complementary with the oil economy. Having said that, I think we need to start with political will at both federal level and state levels. It's important for somebody in a state in the north or far southeast to say that this year I'm going to generate, or in the next 3 years, I'm going to generate IGR, internal generated revenue, as much as 40% of what I'm going to get from the federal account. And how is that possible? Is by looking inward and say, what are my potentials? What are my potentials? What do I need to do to create job? When we talk about creating job, people think it's just about the employee. No, it is even to the community and to the government. Lagos State is rich today because everybody that works in Lagos pay, including you, pay goes to Lagos State coffers. You live in Lagos State. You are paying some revenue. You are even eating. So by the time you create job with your domestic advantage across the state, of course, IGR will naturally improve. IGR will naturally improve, and that is where we have to move very, very fast. And I mentioned something, adding value to our natural resources. across the state is important. Processing what we have a little bit. If I still have time, let me just give you an example. The Ijebu Gari is known all over the world. It's about repackaging that Gari to make sure that there is no sand. And instead of putting it in that dirty cup, you put it in sachet, in a responsible sachet. You have added value. It's as simple as that. And this type of resources is lying fallow all over the country. But everybody is paying attention to the oil, and oil is drying out. It's not that what you have on the ground is dry. The oil you have, that we don't even have the capacity to bring out from the soil. It's as shameful as that. All the oil we have, we don't even have the capacity on our own as a nation to even bring it out from the soil.
Okay. Like when you talk about IGR, because sometimes we float with as internally generated revenue. Yeah, because you're getting it from taxes in one form or the other, levies, fees. But this is a function of how productive your economy is. Yeah. Okay? If you don't produce, then there's not, I mean, somebody who is down, you can go and plug out something.
Could you just make it your closing statement?
Yes. So in that instance, what I'm driving at is that once you've structured an economy, which is what we've done, to depend on some sharing arrangement, okay, the IGR will not be there as it should, because what are we talking about? It's people that produce, not government. What government is supposed to do to provide the enabling environment for people to produce, security, microeconomic management, and so on and so forth. But when the focus is on let's grab our share, then even the little that can be generated, okay, the person won't even want to pay tax because he sees, what does he see? Too many governments in place and very wasteful.
Thank you very much.
I think my closing statement is simple, that Nigerians are tired of numbers. We're tired of the sweet rhetoric. We're tired of words. Let's move from word to action. And let's do it very, very fast through accurate political will, through collaborative efforts to make sure that we're able to translate the big GDP numbers and GDP growth to employment figures, to real wages, to quality of life, to better service to the country. It will be good for the country. And that will reduce the insecurity we're seeing, that will reduce the type of insult we are getting from developed countries, where the country we can even go before with ordinary passport, we now have to seek for visa and now pay for bond.
All right. Thank you very much. We've been looking at the economy of the country and how we can move it forward. Mr. Emeka Ogwoju, Southeast South professional, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And Mr. Vincent Nwani, Director of Research and Advocacy, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a quick break and we will be back shortly. Don't go away.
If you like to browse, call, or text, you need EasyFlex. I'll show you. Most people work with a budget. This amount for calls, this amount for SMS, and this amount for data. Not very flexible, is it? With EasyFlex from Etisalat, all you need is one plan. You simply pay once, and you get reduced tariffs on calls, data, and SMS. You also get more than double of the value you paid for to call any network, browse, and send SMS. If it's really affordable, it should be flexible. Abby, choose your plan with Flex 300, Flex 500, and Flex 1000.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
Your baby's soft, delicate skin feels things more intensely, so anything that touches it must feel comfortable. Pampers Premium Care offers 5-star skin protection because it is not only our driest diaper, but has cotton-like softness inside and out. It protects his skin and keeps it as soft as if he wasn't wearing a diaper. Pampers Premium Care with 5-star skin protection.
So, tell me about the song.
Okay, it's called Never Felt This Way Before.
Long title.
Yeah, I couldn't find a short one. And it's very easy actually. It goes like